Welcome back. You're watching Make in India. We're in conversation with the global CEO of Siemens, Joe Kaeser. Speaking of challenges, we've seen the yuan being devalued, and of course that is going to hurt competitiveness as far as European manufacturers are concerned. How are you dealing with this at this point in time?
Well, the renminbi has been going up for many, many years in the exchange rate. Now there was a slight correction. I wouldn't be too concerned about currency impacts on the short term. A company should not base its strategy, its long-term resource allocation based on short-term changes in the currency. I mean, the renminbi has been going down, what, 10%?
Correct.
12, round about that ballpark. It's been going up for many, many years. It's been made up by productivity. So a company strategy ought to depend on the opportunity in the market and the capabilities the company have in terms of competency, not so much on currency. If you look at a bigger company, or especially a company like Siemens, which operates in more than 200 countries in this world, there's kind of a natural hedge, so the resources are also being nationalized. So you have your cost in the national currency and if your revenue in the national currency. So I'm not overly concerned about the devaluation of the renminbi. There is some tailwind, of course, by the devaluation of the euro in terms of export, because traditionally Germany is a very export-oriented economy. But you know, the real difference is being made by innovation and customer proximity, and not so much how currencies fluctuate.
Okay. You are going to be meeting with the Prime Minister for the 4th time. Any specific items on the agenda that you would like to take forward? He is meeting with India Inc. this morning, and your meeting is going to be post that. So in a sense, the government is also trying to allay concerns about the India story, about growth in India in specific. But any specific items on the agenda as far as your meeting with the Prime Minister?
Well, we do have an agenda, and I'm looking forward to seeing him again. As you said, we've been meeting frequently, and I will ask him what I can do for his country. That's what I will do. And if he asks me what I can do for his country, I will have a lot of ideas. What
would those ideas be, if you could share some of them with us?
Those ideas would be that a large economy with more than 1.2 billion people, you know, develops over energy supply, develops over the build-out of infrastructure in the logistical environment to make the infrastructure more effective. Third would then be, you know, then if energy and infrastructure are readily available, then manufacturing, automation, next generation manufacturing will fall in place. And we'll be looking at the conversion of what we call the virtual world and the hardware world, that's manufacturing, engineering together in the software piece, and then we have healthcare. And so the beauty really is that the government and the Prime Minister's agenda on where the priorities are, or smart cities, livable cities, fits exactly to our bright spots and where we are good at. So that's why I would have a lot of ideas how we can help him to make his agenda a reality. But
specifically as far as issues like, or segments like healthcare are concerned, and we've seen what companies like GE, etc., also doing, betting big on this segment in India, what can we expect from Siemens to really be able to address the healthcare segment in the country?
What you can expect from Siemens, maybe contrary to others, is that we go local for local. So we bring not just go in and bring some goods and products, sell them, take the money and run away. We will develop the healthcare market local for local. So we add resources in terms of engineering, find more cost-effective solutions for healthcare, and then build it and develop it in the country.
So in terms of the resource allocation for India, what would be the segments that you would like to focus on? Does the railway opportunity continue to excite you? I know you're in the race there with Alstom, but does the railway opportunity excite you at all?
The railway opportunity as a general opportunity excites me a lot, because India is one of the 3 single biggest markets in the world for mobility. Secondly, if you look at the country's inflation today, this is not made, especially in agriculture, this is not made because of people are asking too much money for agricultural products. It's being made because the efficiency to transport products, agricultural products from the field, you know, to the consumer just doesn't work. So the inflation is efficiency-based and not so much pricing-based. And this is something what railway and mobility can help to get the efficiency up. So transporting goods and people is one of the single most important baselinings which an economy needs to have. So I'm very, very excited about railway, but I'm not only excited about a single project, I'm excited about the long-term development of that industry. So mobility definitely is something where we can do a lot together in the next decade to come.
So do you go back feeling more confident about India? Because at this point in time, whether it's domestic investors or foreign institutional investors or even strategic investors looking at India, there are concerns about growth and the pace of growth. There are concerns about reforms or the pace of reforms. In comparison to 6 months ago, do you feel more confident, or do you feel that the CAPEX cycle and the revival of the CAPEX cycle is still some time away?
Well, I think it's the nature of the task that analysts always need to be concerned about something, and industry leaders need to make sure that the concern, is turned into opportunity. So I look at the bright side of the country. Siemens India is the only one company I'm still on the board as the global CEO, and it has had a reason. So I'm coming 4, 5, 6 times a year. This time it's probably more 8 times a year. We've been here for many, many years, so we just don't come because someone announces a new program. We have been here because we believe that this economy, with its 1.2 billion people, has just a massive opportunity in the long term, and that's why we are here, and we are committed to stay.
So would you say this is the brightest spot in the world today for you?
Honestly, I believe it's the most exciting spot in the world in terms of its economic potential, and there's a huge probability and a huge opportunity this time to really make it work. And that's why I always say, make it happen and not just make it in
Not
India.
just make in India, but make it happen in India.
Make it happen. So there's the whole value chain. India is so strong in its entrepreneurial spirit. It's so strong, more than 300 million people speak English. It's democracy. If you look at demographics, it's a pyramid like you cannot even paint it better. And so it has everything it takes, to be a prospering economy in the world. And it's been not really working that well because the infrastructural requirements have not been provided. And this now seems to have changed.
And you feel confident about order inflows as well as revenue visibility?
I feel confident about the opportunities in India. I think that's very important. And again, it is really, really also important for the investors here in India. If I talk about India as a country, as an opportunity for Siemens, that's not necessarily always related to Siemens Limited, which is traded on the stock exchange. That could be, outside, above and beyond the activities too. So that's why it is very important that we understand if Siemens globally talks about India, we talk about global opportunities which we can do.
Joe Kaeser, it's always a pleasure speaking with you. We wish you the very best of luck with your plans to make in India and make it happen in India as well. Appreciate you joining us on CNBC TV 18 once again.
Thank you very much. Thank you. My pleasure.
Thank you very much. With that, it's time for us to wrap up Make in India. We'll see you again next week. Till then, from the entire team, goodbye. Many thanks for watching.